And I hit start recording. Welcome. Yeah, y'all actually have a heads up this time. We're talking about vampires.
Hey!
Woo!
Good.
Vampiro.
Beautiful. So, I gotta ask, obviously I
Yeah.
want to open it the same way I did. How do y'all normally use vampires? How do y'all feel about them in D&D settings like that?
They fly around. Sometimes they're bats. Sometimes they're blood. Most of the time, they're evil.
Okay, good.
I
Episode over.
like-
That you got it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That we got it
Thank
in
you,
one
Logan.
shot,
Thank you,
one
Logan.
piece. We left it all in one piece. It is
right
real.
there.
Usually, I don't like using vampires sparingly. I
You
have
use them a
them-
lot.
I'm.
You use them. I'm sorry. I don't want to.
Wait, no, I fucked that up. I fucked that.
Yeah,
I fucked
I was questioning.
Okay.
No. It's more like I use them like no. I said it wrong. I said it super wrong. If I can,
Yeah, you're making it sound
I
like
mean
you
the
just
opposite
walk
of
2
that.
steps in your world.
Yeah, I put them everywhere.
You guys
They're
wanna
everywhere. They're like
restart?
they're like all over the place.
No, we're committed right now. We're professionals in
Yeah,
this.
we're committed. My personal blunder. No, I use them sparingly is what I meant to say. I like fucking I like to have like some setup with them. I will have maybe at most I like having like little vampire spawn and shit like that come up towards the party to give like a sign of some shit going on. But I like them being like a big deal. And I like also playing a lot into old mythos kind of shit. Like I like the idea of if somebody I like the idea of players not 100% knowing like whether or not certain myths are true.
Mhm.
So like I know when I used them in my current game, there was a point where somebody tried like a stake to the heart thing, and I decided, oh, that paralyzes them. They fucking like legitimately like it was like a thing of like you have to grapple them, and then you have to like fucking. I think I like gave them like a bonus to their AC, but it was like a thing of just like you have to fucking hit them with the stake, and this is like them fighting like a bunch of like a little spawn and shit. So it was just like immediately they get stabbed, just like oh.
Very nice.
But
If I don't use them often, and I try to stick more in like character based, like classes are the villains that I like to play with, and a vampire fits that same role as like a person to be feared. So if I were to use a vampire, I would kind of go backwards, where I would fit being a vampire into the role of someone else. I feel like maybe the beginning of, how am I forgetting the name? The first part of JoJo, Phantom Blood.
yeah.
Like, yeah, how
Oh,
they
yeah.
just sort of slowly build up power in the background, and they're super active during night. But people who don't go out at night don't even know about them. And just have it be this background intrigue that players will never be involved in unless they pursue the vampire. Then they'll like get into hot water. That's kind of how I would play them.
Okay. You know, honestly,
Yeah,
that's
no,
just
for
kind of
sure.
a thought I've always had. That no one really gives credit to how good JoJo did with vampires. They were really creative with them.
Honestly, yeah. I love the Dio powers that he had, like random shit. Like he's like, oh, he could fuse people with animals. Like,
Yeah, they
tons.
threw out so much stuff. Like, yeah, he can shoot out little beads that like mind control people, and that's just a vampire thing. No, not the beams. The little like.
No, I know that,
beads,
but
yeah.
it's like on top of that, he also had the fucking beams. Like he could fire fluid from his
Yeah.
eyes, and he had laser
Yeah,
beams.
He
and
also
he could
could-
turn people to ice, and he stopped doing
About to
that.
say
He just stopped doing
Yeah, I never
that.
did
Well, he
that
got a
again.
new toy, so he wanted to use that.
The world is just so
Yeah.
good, he never has to use his vampire stuff again, except flying, which also JoJo could do. You know, it's
Well, it's like
JoJo!
the main. I think the main use that they had of the vampire stuff in part 3 was just like Dio's just having fun. He's strong as fuck, and he's just like beating the shit out of this dude.
You know, it's actually realistic. I don't want to go on a whole JoJo like tirade
Oh, no,
with
no,
vampires, but the fact that he was sunken under the ocean for like a number of years, I forget how long it was, something like 40 or 50.
ridiculous.
Maybe he just forgot all of that and accepted that genuinely, like, just he got rusty because his fucking coffin got rusty. And at the end of
That's
it, he's
fair.
just like, immortality is something that I have that no other human will ever have, and all my feats have been forgotten. So I don't need anyone. I don't need to protect myself because there's no one out there to stop me right now.
Yeah. Maybe, honestly. Well, that
Yeah,
kind of
I don't know.
that kind of feeds into how I play vampires sometimes, or it's just like there's an arrogance to them. It's like a thing of like they underestimate people so much because it's just like, dude, do you know who the fuck I am? Like I was out here fucking bitches up before you were like a twinkle in your father's eye.
There's a lot of gravity to that statement that people don't think about. It's like he's seen the times turn and he knows what kind of environment I grew up in.
Oh yeah. So that's something that's something I like you could play a lot with as well, that vampires, they might have had a lot of experience, they might have had a hand in world events over time, and generally their stash should be absolutely stacked of like historical artifacts, magic they've accumulated over time, just random stuff like that, which that's credit. That's something Strahd does good that I think is neat, that it had like items for all throughout history. Like there's just a guy that has a musket that's buried in Strahd's castle.
Oh yeah.
It's like
because Barovia pulls from everywhere.
Yeah. Like honestly, that was like one of the big ones that fucking played into how I started going with vampires, where it was just like I just kind of impromptu started running Strahd, and I had Strahd have like a big opening, left a big impact. He killed one of the players because or he killed one of the characters, not the player.
Strahd himself. You got too much into characters.
Yeah, Strahd came out of the game. I put on a wig and like my mind went blank, and there was
put on my metal vampire teeth.
Yeah. Don't play Curse of Strahd at 3 a.m. challenge.
Like there was a player that wanted to like swap to a different character, and he was like, "You do whatever you want with this one." So I was like, do you mind if I kill him? Like, do you mind if I do something? And it was a really fun intro because I legit nat 20'd with Strahd, and he fucking like killed this dude. It was like level 3 character. Strahd fucking kills this guy outright. Fucking maximum hit points. Fucking. But it was fucking awesome. But it was a thing of just from then on. It really fit my idea of like, this is what a vampire should feel like. This feels kind of hopeless. This guy is playing with them. And when they try to joke back on him, he's going to make them regret it. He's going to fucking twist that knife on them. And it was fucking awesome.
Okay. Which I hate to ruin that, because I've been thinking about lately that Strahd is like, I'm worried of playing him now. I'm just getting him bullied to death of how much of a simp he is.
He is.
Yeah, that's what most vampires are or should be, I think, in the standard lore, because a lot of the whole, not Edward, was it Elric?
Elric,
from Full Metal.
Oh, no, that's Full Metal.
Alphonse Elric.
Edward last name from Twilight.
Alphonse from Twilight. And the Nosferatu story, if I'm remembering it right, a lot of them are just love stories that have the person who's obsessed with love becoming or being personified as a monster. And I feel like that's the classic narrative. It's always just they're massive simps because the story is a love story gone, like turned to obsession, turned to a bloodlust instead of just a lust.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which
is Strahd in particular goes fully on the Chad versus virgin stereotype, because he has this Chad brother Sergey that gets the girl, he's cool, mom loves him more.
Should have been me, goddammit.
And Strahd's over there just on the Brain Cell subreddit asking all the fellow otherworldly people, why is she not talking to me?
What do they call people who aren't incels? They're like wannabe. What's it called?
I know what you're talking about.
Volcel.
Yes.
I think Strahd could get some. I think he's got game, and it's not really hidden.
Well,
he has 3 wives. Like, just none he wants.
Yeah.
Because he is supposed to be he's supposed to be a charmer. He surrounds himself around like a lot of women and shit. But it's also like it kind of plays more into that, where it's like it kind of comes off as like an insecurity thing, or like he's trying to fill a void.
Yeah.
Like it's like no, I'm not an incel.
I'm a Chad. I'm a Chad.
He's crying
in the
very
mirror.
Specific type of Rick and Morty Redditor that's just like, I actually am not attracted to people. I'm only attracted to their brain. Intellectual conversations is how I get my stimuli.
He'd be the motherfucker who like has a really wide Minecraft bed and kisses his 3 wives and then goes to sleep on the far end. They don't want anything to do with him once they're in there. Yeah, at the foot of the bed.
Like he turns into a wolf and he sleeps at the foot of the bed.
He's got a thing for feet because that's all he has access to.
That's how the gods punished Strahd. They left him and they took away his Minecraft server and let him only be connected to the Brain Cell subreddit, just make his mind slowly degrade more and more over an eternity.
That's what we powers have the
Barovia.
Yeah.
I can't twist it.
His Shadow Council are just a bunch of like 4chan trolls. Or the powers that be, is that what they're called?
I forget what they're. I think
Shadow
powers or some shit or like fucking.
I'm blanking on that.
Some
dark forces.
Yeah.
The force.
The force. Yeah, he uses the force and he fucking pulls out. Yeah, there is a lightsaber in fucking Curse of Strahd, isn't there? The Sunblade.
Oh yeah, the Sunblade. Yeah, that's the blade that Sergei possessed that you can find.
I think
I'm just picturing like you pull out the Sunblade. You pull out the Sunblade and Strahd is just like a long hallway. He goes, very good, but here's mine, and it's like the black lightsaber fucking
it's like twice as long.
I went back to Minecraft, imagine him pulling out a diamond pickaxe.
Watch these threats, boy. And he like fucking digs into the ground, you never see him again.
Yeah.
You just see the game over screen.
Speedrunning music, he's like going underneath, bro. He puts a block over you, starts pouring a lava bucket.
His assistant's just calling down, Strahd, don't forget to turn on creative mode.
Just hear him screaming as the lava consumes him. He's typing on a keyboard like.
I'm just picturing now, like, you know, it's fucking funny. There's that comic. There's that dumb little meme that was going around where it was like a sexy vampire lady, and it's just like she has like these minions that come up with a bottle of wine, and she goes, "Give me that!" And like she takes it from or like it's like a vial of blood probably, but whatever. Like she like takes that and she goes, "Now I must be off to do my very nefarious and sexy things." And like she goes off and it's like her in a massive room, and just on the other end you see her at a computer desk opening up Minecraft, and she's like
I think that was a Bale Buds a comic.
Oh fuck. Oh shit, that shit was good.
Yeah, that because I feel like that is the true way to punish someone is just like put them in their own dread domain and leave them with Reddit for all eternity and just watch their mental degradation over time.
They become a fucking brain cell.
Just exactly.
No. It's what is it? Danger domain or domain expansion? Like the pipeline. You're just at a computer for like 20 years.
The party comes in and Strahd
he's defeated.
Strahd crawls out like with the full gamer posture, just like, you're a bard with a 20 charisma, aren't you? I bet you get all the girls easily.
He looked exactly like Nosferatu, hunched over.
I'm fucking picturing like Strahd. He's like just in his underwear or something, like at a computer. He's just like there's like Monster Energy drinks around him, and like his butler.
Literally, you guys need to read Steve Lichman.
Yeah, I know.
There is a vampire in that who all of his friends tell him to fuck off because he's super annoying. And he goes back to his massive castle and a bunch of loyal servants, and he just becomes a fat gamer. He's just a sad fat gamer who everybody hates.
I'm just imagining that of just like the butler coming to Strahd and be like, Strahd, you need to go outside and terrorize the people. And Strahd's like, I can't, I'm mewing.
Not till I'm done mewing.
You just pull open his casket. He just has the mew face going on. He's had it for like the last century.
That's his grand sleep, his Odin sleep. I think we lost Mario.
Yeah, I think he's just really enjoying our jokes right now, actually, and that's what's going on right now.
He's stunned. He's embarrassed. He feels cornered by our comedic prowess.
As soon as we said mewing, he just freaked out because we revealed a secret to everybody.
Yeah. He's not even good at it, too. Look at him.
Yeah, I know he's amazing. Like he's been sending me progress.
Oh shit! I'm back.
Okay.
Kind of.
Oh my god, there we go.
Hey, what's up?
I heard all of that,
Right.
and for some reason, because I was talking, because the last thing that I said before it fucking cut me off was, I just said, "Strahd, go to the bathroom now!" And then I just it's just fucking. You guys went on about viewing and shit. I was like stuck thinking, "Oh no!" I was probably like having a fucking laughing fit, and I'm just like have this warped face, just like.
Yes.
It was. I'll clip that and send that to you later. That was actually pretty great because at one point you fast forward and just like, yeah, you look like you're going scat man on us.
On your jokes.
Have that as the fucking intro. Just and just my minions screech. But yeah, no. What the I was gonna ask. So you guys use vampires. Fucking.
I like them.
Have you ever had like an origin thing? Have you ever? Oh.
What do you? Oh, like not often is what I was saying. What do you mean origin?
Oh.
I like.
Oh no! I was
kind of like we talked about werewolves. I imagine where we had a original werewolf is what you're saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to mention before what we do in the shadows has pretty fun lore, and I was actually going to, on top of that, bring up the question like, is it more fun to have individual problems that are the vampires, or do you want like a society with their own hierarchy and their own rules and stuff that they have to abide by? Which I guess falls into your question too.
Go ahead.
Yeah, to answer Mario's question, no, I never had an idea for that because kind of progenitor for my world was Curse of Strahd, so I never really came up with an origin because we first started Curse of Strahd campaign, then it moved on from there. Like we just had it that Barovia like moved into like when it returned to the main the main planes, it moved into my setting and we just kind of branched off from there. I started making more continents in that setting. Which I've renamed Barovia now and changed it up, but yeah, you know.
I see.
Yeah. But to answer Mario's question, so as far as a hierarchy, I haven't really messed around with that, but I did actually in my first campaign make like a group of like enforcers called the Children of the Night, who basically if any kind of lichen or vampire, any kind of more in the humanoid area of monsters starts messing around too much, they come and take care of them. Like it's a pretty cool setup I had where in the campaign setting I had, there was one setting that was all built around a siren den where a bunch of sailors came there and just stayed and they ended up buying building an artificial island around it, and some vampires and werewolves and others came there and decided, hey, we need to have a little bit of a ruling order with these. So above the in the artificial island, they made a prison that is only accessed through an elevator and only able to escape via elevator. And the elevator shaft drops straight into the ocean, so that is their kill switch. If someone tries to escape the prison, they just straight cut the elevator line and drop the prisoners in the ocean.
That's like a better version of the Boiling Rock. I like that.
Oh yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, it was a fun setting to mess with. Where yeah, they're definitely on the neutral end of vampirism, where they pretty much try and just only target obvious miscreants that society wouldn't miss, and they're already kind of messing around. But anyone that kind of like stigmatize them better, like vampires that are just killing randomly, werewolves and stuff like that. There's even Rakshasa in prison there. The party actually put him there, funny enough. Stuff like that.
It's probably the best place for a Rakshasa.
Yeah.
It's an immortal prison.
Yeah, the party actually found a way to successfully beat a Rakshasa without going to the hells. It was a pretty smart idea. They got a pair of dimensional shackles, knocked him unconscious, and put the shackles on him.
Yeah, I was going to say you put both of his backwards thumbs into a Chinese thumb trap. every Rakshasa, they kind of fall on the ground and just start rolling around.
Yeah.
Stop! Fuck!
Get it up! Get it up!
Yeah. The elevator actually became a very fun.
Put it off.
Yeah. The elevator became a real fun bit with that actually because Chris was playing a storm sorcerer and the monk had the Rakshasa pinned in the elevator. And she didn't see the monk in there. She's like, "Oh, I'll drop the elevator. That'll take care of him." And the monk's like, "Wait!" Because she cast Shatter on the elevator cord, snapped it, so the elevator just drops into the ocean. Rakshasa and monk it all.
You could do just like a Among Us one shot on that same
You're acting suspicious.
It's sus. Get in the elevator.
Yeah, you're sus among us.
Out of all of those people among us, you're the sussest of them.
I think I saw you venting the other day. Was that you?
You were venting in general.
Just telling people how I was feeling.
Get in the elevator.
No, I saw you literally crawl out of it. Don't you try and gaslight me.
I can fuck.
But yeah, what about you, Logan? Do you ever make like an origin for your vampires or what?
As I said before, rarely use vampires, so the origin generally is just like... You know what? I really feel like they should have demonic or devilish heritage. Just like some crazy thing showed up in our world, started biting a bunch of people, and the hierarchy started. Yeah. It's just some outsider event. I feel like that's the easiest and most accurate way to do it.
I kind of...
That was for you guys and the viewers.
No, I was just going to say, like, I kind of stole and warped around the Strahd stuff, where it's just, like, idea of just, if Strahd, like, reached out to, like, some powers or something like that, if anything, the only thing that came to mind was just, like, probably, like, reached out to some sort of demon, made some sort of, like something has possessed him now, like, something outright, like, malevolent has gone into him, and it's like some warped, like, because that's no longer the original guy. That's now like true. Some whole ass fucking new thing.
It's emotion personified, kind of like exactly. So when you start to personify emotions in the cosmic wheel, all of those outer planes are represented by ideologies and people's concepts. They're not actually, they shouldn't exist, and they wouldn't exist without conscious, like, sapient creatures in the material plane. If you wiped out all people, all the outer planes would just go. So it seems like someone who is consumed by their feelings would either reach out to or be approached by or straight up possessed by a demon or a devil or something from the lower planes, I think. The lower planes of emotion. So
yeah, I was kind of thinking in particular like Shadowfell, like just kind of like nearly like
undead.
Tie in the conversation we were having about like lycanthropy spirits possessing people, nearly like just vampiric, like just spirit of hunger that might possess people.
I think it's genuinely vampires represent a spirit of lust.
Yeah,
that's fair.
And bloodlust might be a derivative of that.
Yeah, just desire in general. That probably a good way for it, because vampires, aside from a little gamer vampire roleplay we were doing earlier, usually they do just crave more. Okay, never mind. Maybe gamers
it kind of plays back into like the incel idea, where it's just
it's desire for the unachievable based on the own nature that you define for yourself. It's like, oh, I'll never achieve that, but I need it. It's like, what?
I want girls, but I'm a sub-charisma 20 male.
My girlfriend died, but she had that stanky pussy.
So I have to fucking, I gotta fuck everything up for everyone else so I could get some of that.
I'm gonna start drinking blood now.
All the babes are going for the tall Goliath boys. I can't compete.
Oh, he's the fucking ground.
Bro, stop! Your teeth are growing, bro.
Stop. If you keep muting your fangs,
fucking, that's his brother. Fucking walking in. It's like, bro, stop,
bro,
freaking
chill out.
Just leaps at him. Fucking starts drinking his blood. He's like, oh.
You're kind of acting like a bat now, bro. Calm down.
Imagine Sergey comes in, he's just like dumbbell curling while scrolling on
He
Tinder.
would.
Bro,
He
chill.
would.
Dude, chill. Strahd, chill, dude.
Chill. Strahd, chill. Go
Just
conquer another
meditation.
nation, Strahd. 'Cause chill.
I had like weights nearby me. They were across the room. I was gonna do a dumb bit.
Me too. I was looking for it.
I was like, fuck.
Strahd, come here. Read the Tao Te Chi. You'll be okay.
I'm not helping my case because I'm making fun of like him with the gamer stuff, and you see my collection in the background.
I see darkness and
I see a
malevolent
smile.
energy behind you.
I see cyanide and happiness.
That's all
You
I
can
see.
see the cyanide and happiness coming through the darkness.
The smile. That is the powers that be.
There are good dark spirits that hang over me.
Yeah, the cyanide and happiness is actually
They're both
methylactrine. A
stibbles.
little known fact.
No. Well, now we know. That's one for the books, Mario. Write that down.
Dude, I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna
You'll never find me. I'm in Alabama. The GPS
Yeah, that I
don't
know
work
that
here.
I can.
Fucking.
The armadillos will
Oh,
get
man.
you first before you the weather would.
They can't get me. They have leprosy.
Exactly. They're gonna fall apart before they get to me.
It's like dust. You just kick them.
But I do kind of like that. I think that is one of the fun things to play into with a vampire is the idea of like that loss of self. It's almost like a similar thing to the werewolves, but in a different kind of light, where it's like it is
Personal obsession as opposed to primal, maybe?
yeah.
I don't know how you'd put that.
Like it's more like in a way kind of losing yourself to something else is the way that I kind of view it, where it's like the idea of like giving into the beast, or like fucking like in the vampire sense, it's like you're willing to lose everything over like you just fucking
Yeah.
I don't know, like
Having one thing.
having one thing. It's
guess,
just like
yeah.
like because that's in the end after the vampirism process. That's not you. That's something else. That's some whole other fucking thing. Maybe you could get cured or something, and you'll like be all right in the future or some shit. But it's
I don't think so. I think it's this like
Isn't there a thing?
you don't want to let go. I don't think you can cure a vampire. It's someone who like refuses to let go of something that they have either lost or can't have ever again. And then in doing so, that thing like pulls them through to that point that you're describing where they lose themselves and they become something else. And they're holding on to nothing. And I guess you could like kind of beat the shit out of them and then like hold their face up to the light and be like, man, you're not holding on to anything. And then they either go like and just die or like, or they get all handsome again and then you kiss them, I guess.
Because it kind of like the original Dracula kind of story. There is like a whole thing of that where it's like there's like a point with Dracula where he's like realizing, fuck, I'm not who I used to be. Like, what the fuck happened to me?
Yeah. And I mean, also, if you look for the original inspiration, just Vlad the Impaler, at base, he just wanted to protect his country. To my understanding, I'm not an expert, but...
Country or family, I don't know the specifics.
Yeah, like, he became an absolute monster trying to just protect his homeland.
Because when you put, like, heads on stakes, that's not a weapon. That's a warding technique. That's telling people to stay away, so that's kind of interesting to think about. Yeah, like, go away. This place is where heads get taken. Go to another place. And people are like,
I want to sell spices.
Well, like the worst thing, I think the most haunting thing with that is just like you walk in, you like come up and you see it's not just like a head on a pike. It's like a whole ass fucking steak up a dude's ass, like going through them, where it's just like, yeah, no, I'm good, man.
I'm good. I'm not breaking
these
the law.
days we just have U-turn signs, but that used to work, just as well.
I'm just imagining Vlad the Impaler just like an old man sitting on a rocking chair, just holding a big old pike, just like, you don't want to go that way. You won't get off my lawn, boy.
You best turn back around.
The one inside the house has 4 spikes.
I got more spikes in the back, son. I never run out of spikes.
With a Transylvanian drawl.
All right.
Transylvanian. You don't want to go that way.
You don't want to go that way. That's bad.
So one thing that's kind of coming to my mind is Like, if we're just wanting to keep also the duality going, that vampires could represent desire, like giving into desire, and werewolves could be someone who gives into anger. If we're really wanting to look into the emotions.
Yeah. One is like wrath and the other's grief, which kind of come from just a sacrifice that a person didn't want to make, and their refusal to accept that is what turns them into these folklore things.
Right, and both are those who can maintain some level of their old life, since both of them still have a human form. Well, vampires human, but they can appear to be human. Both of them can.
They can pretend.
Yeah, so there's a lot you can play with that. I kind of like that having that mirror aspect of both are things that gave into emotions and became consumed by them.
I think it'd be really cool to add like a little lore tidbit where no one else can see a vampire in a mirror, but when a vampire themselves looks into the mirror, they see them like their old selves.
Oh, like their fucking aged fucking self kind of thing?
Yeah, like the day before they became a vampire or the day they suffered that loss probably is what they would focus on. Like they would see themselves that day.
Undertale reference, despite everything, it's still you.
Yeah, but like in a really antagonistic way instead of like a...
Like it's... Because this is supposed to be a curse. It's like a fuck you. It's like...
Yeah. There was that really neat thing with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen where that one vampire, he couldn't look at that painting of himself, or that's what killed him.
I like that movie.
Yeah, it was a really interesting kind of gimmick for a no mortal person. I like that.
Was that the trick to that? I've never seen that. I just know a bunch of references to it. It's the painting gets old, and if he looks at it, then it swaps, and he dies? Oh.
Yeah, it's like all the age hits him at once as soon as he acknowledges he got older, and he sees his old self.
There's a few really old people in office that I feel like I want to just show.
You just show them you show them their reflection.
Turn into that baby.
There's something to that where I was thinking about that earlier, where we were talking about like where it could come from, like if it's like a demonic thing. There's like a point where I was like thinking, oh, what if whatever is like kind of possessing them, kind of in the same thing of like what we brought up the werewolf thing, where it's like there's in the end it is kind of like
an external sort of malevolent energy.
Yeah. It's like if that was removed from them, what if this was like some fucking ancient vampire and it's just like they get hit with the age like all at once, like some fucking brutal ass thing of just like it's like rapidly ages, just like you fucking you remove the...
That'd be cool. Yeah, actually.
It's a cool visual that just came up in my head. It's just like you just see the guy go, oh.
I think that's what they're supposed to do. They do the blood mist first, and then when you stab them in the actual like coffin, they fade away pretty much.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I went with actual Dracula's body. Just straight up, it isn't like he just exploded or dissolved at once. He just instantly just rotted away.
Yeah, I really like that angle of the description. It's not this grand explosion. They don't implode. There's no actual energy there anymore. They just go like...
They just flop.
Like sad and pitiful, yeah.
Yeah, like they gave it all away to have that beautiful body forever and just for it all to fade away at once.
It's not that this is what I've turned you into. This is what you always were.
My God.
That's what he looks at. He looks at the mirror. That's what his old reflection says to him. Points at him, and then like the last thing he says, he just goes, "Cringe." Starts crying. He's like, "Nope."
I'm not quit.
I'm not quit.
Strahd is just haunted by his brother still doing the dumbbell curls in the mirror, just like
still hitting the gritty with dumbbells in his hands.
I'm a glowing sword now, Strahd, and you still can't get the girl.
Bro, lighten up, dude. Lighten up, bro.
Bro, read this literature, bro. You'll calm down.
Yeah. Subscribe to a workout plan, Strahd, to make you healthier.
Dude, bro, I know you're going through it right now, but just, dude, chill out, dude.
Strahd, there's microplastics in that blood you're drinking.
You're gonna have crazy kidney stones, bro.
You gotta stop going for them girls. You gotta start going for the trad girls, man. That's where the real blood's at.
My sweet, beautiful trad wife. Fucking something else I've pulled from too is like I don't know how familiar you guys are with it because I'm very loosely familiar with it, but I've been looking at stuff from like Vampire the Masquerade for like ideas of like I don't know, fun things to do with vampires. Like I like the idea of like different variants, like the Nosferatu type. And
that. Just for lore wise, well, honestly, the game is cool as well. Vampire the Masquerades.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, the whole world of darkness is really interesting.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that's wacky, but it's just a fun setting. It's good. But
like, I don't mean to be cynical about it, but I feel like vampires are really tired right now. I feel like there's too much of them kind of in our field when there's so much to play with and so many different planes to run around. And just in media in general, like we have seen every single type of vampire you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
Where you could do the same with werewolves or with a million other things.
Yeah.
We don't have enough goblin movies.
Honestly,
we have Troll 2, though.
That's one of the best ones.
What's really funny about you saying that is, as I go further in the campaign that I'm running, like going on 2 years, and we're going into like more of the things that are like, oh yeah, this is, you're dealing with like the crazy shit now. You got like fucking vampires and you got like dragons and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I look back and I'm like, part of me really wants to come up with a reason to just bring back like goblins or something like that, like just make them a threat again, because there's just something really fun about them. Like it's like some of the more like, because sometimes there's like, again, it's a thing of like less is more, but it's just it's just like having something that's in a way a bit more understandable in the sense of like, yeah, these are just like really like, these are a people that are like just kind of they have their own troubles. Like it's like they're looked down on kind of thing. Yeah. Imagining like goblins becoming like a big threat is fun. It's like just having like, I don't know, like you're in mines or some shit and just having to deal with a bunch of kobolds, like having that Tucker's kobold situation and kind of playing into that, where it's just
What's the Tucker's kobold situation?
It's basically like the original idea is like, oh, high level players are dealing with your basic kobolds, but the kobolds are decked out in the sense of, oh, this is their turf. So they have like arrow slits where you can't really damage them.
That's
they're fucking
like the exact same thing that I did in a video a while ago.
Yeah.
One of my better performing videos. That's funny that there's another example of that exact thing. But yeah, we need more of that.
Oh yeah,
it's fun.
Just like little when CR 1/2 creatures and 1/8 creatures become Batman, that you give them prep time. They're gonna go get those magic items that make you awesome. They're gonna level up in classes that your friends are in, and that's what makes them scary. Like if it is a nation, then each of them can get just as powerful as your nation or your race.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and honestly, just giving like base enemies like a 1-level drop, like something that makes sense, like a warlock, a barbarian, a fighter, just giving them little things that spice up the combats. That can add a lot. Because that's always a fun thing to do, of just like make like this niche little tribe, like just one little patron found in particular. It's like, I like y'all. I'm gonna make a lot of warlocks. I'm gonna make y'all do silly little things in the woods.
Have you ever heard of a little game called Baldur's Gate 3?
No, I have not. What is this Baldur's Gate 3?
Well, there's a guy, and he's kind of bald, and he's got 4 wieners on his face. And I think he carries around a gate. I'm sorry, that's all I actually know. I know it has goblins and some magic, and maybe exactly what you were talking about. I'm forgetting now. I'm sorry. I'll revoke the whole reference.
I don't know. Let's just let it slide. No one cares about that.
That sounds silly to me, actually.
That sounds anyway. I do want to kiss that bald guy, though. But anyway,
I want to kiss that bald guy on his
that dang bald guy. I swear to gosh.
On his little bald. So anyway, what was your next question?
No, I was just wanting to talk about bald guys for a lot longer.
Okay, that's where I was headed.
No, I think this is a good wrapping point, honestly.
Oh, all right, cool.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well,
it's good that we talked about vampires there at the end.
Yeah. At 1 or 2 points.
Let's talk about
I think we got like a minute of talking about vampires, so we can still title this vampires.
We got it.
That's fair.
All right.
Vampires can be cool. That's end video.
All right.
They're kind of exhausted. Let's talk about goblins. Fuck your topic, Chuck.
Let's talk about incels. We're talking about incels. We're talking about anything.
Well, I mean, I feel like we covered what we're gonna get out of this.
Genuinely, yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. All right. Final rating on vampires. How do you feel about them as a monster? Out of 5.
Depends on context. Like it's like
no decimals.
No. Okay, I'll allow decimals.
2.5.
2.5.
I'll give them like a 6.
Okay. 6 out of 5. All right. High praise.
6 out of 5. Yeah. No. I'll give them like a. For some reason, I thought 10.
Yeah. No. If we're doing out of 5, I'll just say 2.
Yeah. I'll give them like a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 because they could be fun if you set them up like Strahd scenario. It's like Strahd's cool. It's cool to play with.
Yeah, I will not deny they're tired. Honestly, I just kind of want to talk about unique ways we use them because there is a lot of potential you can use with them since they are just like potentially like just another like class enemy, like just a humanoid enemy.
Yeah,
which is what.
Yeah. My approach is just like you can apply those cool, unique things to other monsters and have it be just as interesting as vampires.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
So I really like them. I gotta say, I give them a 4. Honestly, depending on how you use them. Like a Twilight vampire, that's maybe a 1.
What we do in the shadows, that's a 4.5.
No, 4. What we do in the shadows, 4.5, hands down.
That's good.
Well, not to drag this out further, but it kind of makes me think of but I'm going to do it anyways. It makes me think of like, so in that same vein, it's kind of like filling that niche. You could have other things like other undead that kind of add into, this is a high powered guy and they play at different things, but they're kind of like, they're going to be a big deal where they're at, where it's just like, you got a Death Knight, you got a Lich, you got like something along those lines, or it's just like, this is a guy that's probably been around a really long time. They have like different kind of things going on with them. I think the main difference that might separate them from vampires is like the vampire is supposed to be like more charismatic and able to hide amongst people, whereas the others are just like outright.
Yeah,
I'm
they're the least dead-looking undead. It's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a lot you can do with them, and I do really like them for that sake. But I use them pretty sparingly. I haven't actually. I'm using one in a campaign right now, but I picked up where another DM left off, so I just tried to make the most of a villainy setup, which was a vampire. So, but I'm having a lot of fun with him. I'm pulling him more as just like this crazed fighter that just like became apathetic because he hadn't had a challenge in centuries, but then the party actually nearly got him. And now he's just become obsessed with hunting down the party and actually feeling that feeling of excitement he never felt in years.
I like that.
So that was a fun way to actually use it. I did like that because at first it was just coming off like, humans, I'm going to eat you. And y'all bored me. I'm leaving. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay.